Yeah, like I've been living in Florida for about 6 years, so I'm used to the hot, but I was born in the Midwest, so I've seen a lot of snow and ice, like a lot. I honestly didn't know what to expect because not only is it my first time in the Ukraine, but it's my first time in like EU, CIS region in general, so. But it blew my expectations out the water. I mean, it's amazing here. I actually wouldn't mind living here. The WePlay org is 10 out of 10. Like, you guys are awesome. Everything's been great, like production, just the passion behind the event in general. Like, I feel it's reciprocated through like the staff and the players, and it's been great. Probably in the beginning, which is why I'm glad we came here early, because getting here the first day, we were like so tired because it was 12 plus hours of just traveling, going to different airports. But I feel like the extra few days we had before the event really helped us adjust. I did have jet lag at first, but I think I'm kind of adapting to the sleep pattern here. And it helps that we're playing at like 9 p.m. as well, because sometimes I don't wake up until 4 p.m. I actually prefer offline play to online play. There's just, not only is the gameplay a lot more smooth, but just the environment in general is like a lot more welcoming, and just, it's a really good vibe to like be face to face to your opponent, especially when you have such a beautiful venue to play in, so. So when I first initially left, I was a little nervous. You know, I haven't been to this side of the world before, but ever since I've been here, I've actually been surprisingly comfortable. Like, nothing's been like feeling out of place, or I haven't been feeling homesick at all. Like, it's actually been pretty amazing. I think I speak for everyone when I say I hate Sub-Zero and I hate Cetrion. But besides them, everyone else is fine, you know, hit or miss. I haven't really encountered any like cheating. It's really hard to cheat in Mortal Kombat. Like, there's not really any like cheat codes or hacks or anything, especially in an offline event. The closest thing I've seen to cheating was people like playing for other people online, but that's, you know, they get found out or they don't. There's nothing you can really do about it. Personally, I don't think Mortal Kombat is too violent, and it actually makes sense that when you punch someone in game, you see blood fly instead of fireworks. I always thought like all those other games were like kind of weird for that. I like the realism, and it's one of the most diverse casts in fighting games as well, so I think it's really just dependent on the person. Like, if you're bad with like seeing blood or whatever, it's probably not for you, but if you like the realism, Mortal Kombat's the fighting game for you, for sure. Well, if we want to get into scientifics, it's actually scientifically proven that video games help reaction speed and hand-eye coordination, so it's actually way more helpful for you to be a gamer than like a lot of other things, such as like just watching TV or movies or something like that. I think putting the checkbox to get rid of like all the blood and violence is actually a good idea, and they had a code for that in Mortal Kombat 9, because I don't know if you know this or not, but Mortal Kombat 9 was actually banned in Australia. So they could like actually play the game if they inserted the code for like no extra blood and stuff. So I think just having it in the menu as an option to tick on and off would be very helpful to kind of like broaden out to the audience. It'll probably make us more international for the more sensitive countries. And I mean, you can't go wrong with it, especially if it's like coming down to esports and whatnot. Oh, it's definitely fiery. I actually love trash talk. I think it adds flair to everything. You know, we're playing a rated M game, so adding real life rivalry to that is like magnifique. It's the cherry on top, in my opinion. It does get personal sometimes, but it's kind of like just on a individual basis, like. But in general it's mostly just keeping it in the game and, you know, seeing who comes out on top. Oh yeah, YouTube taught me a long time ago not to take anything personally, so I mean, I welcome it. I trash talk back. What happens in the game, you know? It wasn't necessarily hard because when you grow up as a gamer, like you're kind of used to like just getting trash talked at like every little thing. So like it was more so of, because I used to do all my gaming online, it was more so of adapting to that, translating to an offline setting as well. So I think once I was like, oh, okay, they still do this, then it was fine after that, pretty much. Yes, what's it like being a woman competing with all the men? Like, I understand, I get it. Ooh, she's different. But like, sometimes it's overplayed because I'm like, I know you guys have read this response a million times. I don't know why it's like still asked so much. But I do make exceptions if it's like a woman doing the interview because I know a lot of them may not be familiar with the FGC. You know, shooting games are kind of like the top tier esports thing, so. An all-female league, I believe, is counterproductive, but all-female tournaments running alongside the normal league is what I think is the most vital thing for women in gaming because it's kind of nerve-wracking for some girls to like, they watch their favorite game and it's like, oh my God, this competing is so amazing. But then like they look around, they're like, no one here looks like me, they're all men. So when you see a league running alongside like this all-female tournament that's like a one-shot, it makes them think like, wow, there is like a place for us here. And I would like to try that too. And then they have a more comfortable space to try their hand before they like go in with everyone else. So in my opinion, I think women tournaments are 100% necessary. I compete in every one I'm invited to, but an all-female league, separate from the men, no. In my opinion, league is counterproductive because it sends a mixed message. So it's not necessarily the league itself, because the way some women see it is, hello, I want to compete with the guys, because one, the guys have been here longer, so they're just more experienced than the girls on average. And two, like, there's not even that many women to have a full league, in my opinion. So it'd just be kind of like an infinite Tsukiyomi of playing the same 4 women like all the time. And that's not good for leveling up, in my opinion. I mean, the fanfic was really basic. It was just like Mileena's backstory and basically how I would put Mileena into the tournament to where she comes out like everything she wanted to be. So it's kind of like just centered around her and like how she could come out being like the main character of the universe, basically. I think it would be really interesting to see, you know, Shao Kahn open up a portal for Mileena, like, go. Liu Kang's in Ukraine right now, go kill him. And then she comes here, she does her combat, and then she dips into the next realm. Probably something like that. I feel like for next-gen Mortal Kombat, I mean, the visuals are already insane for Mortal Kombat 11, so I feel like visuals are just automatically going to be hands down, like amazing for MK12, but one thing I am really hoping that they bring back is regular breakers. I think I prefer kind of like how the older Mortal Kombat games fight more than MK11, but MK11 obviously looks the best, so if they combine like gameplay here, looks here, it would be perfect for me. Pokes, grabs, wake-up system. All that has got to be reworked. I'm begging. Like, it's fun, but like, I just feel like when I knock you down, it should be me that's the oppressor. But like in MK11, there's so many mind games for the person that gets knocked down, and I would like to see that change. Oh, definitely. The 3D era characters need so much more love. Like, I would love to see Nitara return. I would love to see Asha return, Havoc. Reiko even, Li Mei would also be really nice. My first Mortal Kombat game technically was Mortal Kombat Deception, so I fell in love with the 3D era characters really fast, and I would love to see them get reimagined, kind of like how Frost got reimagined in MK11. That was a very pleasant surprise when I first picked the game up, so it's gonna be awesome when they finally revisit them. Oh, definitely. I would love to see Black Mamba from Kill Bill be a guest character. Like, she's long overdue, long overdue. And we've never had a female guest character. I don't think so. So that would be really interesting to see. I mean, I personally enjoy the guest characters, like especially MKX. Like we had all the classic horror villains. Like we had, Jason, MK9 had Freddy, Alien, Predator. So like I personally enjoy it a lot, and it sells the most out of all the DLC. So a lot of other people must love it too. And I think it's good. It's like bringing a whole new audience into MK, because there's people that already like MK, but then they're like, oh, you're telling me I could play Rambo and beat your Baraka? Like, bet. So I think it's hype. Yes, I'm head over heels for Red Dead Redemption. That's like been my side game for a really long time. I also am head over heels for the Uncharted series. I love third-person shooters. First-person shooters aren't really my thing. But yeah, anything from Rockstar Games or Naughty Dog, like Uncharted, Last of Us, Red Dead, GTA, I love playing those outside of Mortal Kombat. Yeah, I think the most important part of a game for me has to be the story, because writer girls or whatnot. Just like, that's actually what drew me into Mortal Kombat, is because I think it has the best story out of all the fighting games. So like, it's awesome getting to resonate with a character while also playing them. I don't know, I'm a big lore buff, so it's kind of my thing. Especially like, you can't play Mortal Kombat without indulging in the story, especially now that there's intros right before you play. So like, you get like the characters doing a little banter, and I think that's amazing. Tekken is actually pretty decent with their story. I don't follow it as much as Mortal Kombat, but I like the whole like devil arc and everything. Like, I think it's cool. Reminds me of Devil May Cry a little bit. Once again, a huge cannot thank you enough to my mom, Oka-san. She's amazing. She took me to all my tournaments. She's the reason why I'm even here and believing in my competitive abilities today. Same thing with Candice, y'all. She was the first person to go to a tournament with me. She stayed with me the whole time, made sure I was comfortable, got me everything I needed. Big shout out to the Red Dead gang, Zach, Hall, Dub, Lard, Laz, anyone I'm forgetting, I'm sorry. Big shout out to the Constellations, my Discord, you're all amazing. And big shout out to one of my closest friends I've been gaming with since like 2009, BC, Red. I see you guys. Thank you for all your support.